As I told the other section, if you have any questions, fast forward to the end of the lecture and then write it at the end of the lecture. If you have any questions, I will answer it. But before you ask, please, it seems to me for the previous period that really you do not read the text. Some have questions. It seems to me this because if you are not reading, you will understand what is going on. So please read, then listen to me when I explain. Then, if you do not understand, okay. Sometimes when you read and with my explanation, and you come back to reread again, things will be more clarified than this. Why? Because most of you, if not all of you, are not reading what I am talking about, which is your text. So please read the text. That's why I give you preparation. Not a matter of marks, but a matter of knowing what is going on. Right. Now I start with what adverbial clause of what or reason. Reason or cause, the same. Now, with reason or cause, those who have read the section before, yesterday, they have noticed that there is a contrast. Sometimes the author states because it is adjunct, sometimes they state it is not adjunct. Yes, come in. No, generally speaking, because as a device, as a subordinator for reason, it functions as adjunct. Formally or informally, right? In order, now, yesterday, your colleague Mustafa asked me something about whoever. I've told him there are what contrasts. In order to disambiguate such contrast, I give you a general statement. In order not to say, now, this is mentioned in this way, this is in another way. I will give you the summary in which you go directly to it. So, because is what is adjunct. And as and since they are disjunct. I'm not after formal now or informal. Generally speaking, even if you name themselves, they state it is what it is adjunct. So I lent him the money because he needed. I am going to what identify the clause. Where is it? Because he needed it. This is adverbial clause of cause or reason. There is no need to say cause or reason. Either you say cause or reason, one of them. Now, what is the function? The function here, it is what? Adjunct. Why adjunct? In order to understand this function, I should look for the meaning of the whole sentence. I lent him the money. Money here is a key word. Why? Because if it is a book, I might give you a book whether you are in need it or not. It might be. But money, no. I will not be generous to give you money wherever in any case. So that's why because here is a must. I cannot change because into what as or since. It should be because. If I compare this sentence with as since Jane was the eldest, she looked after the others, where's the adverbial clause of cause? It is as or since. Yes, come in. As or since. Yes. Jane was the eldest. What do I have here? I have adverbial clause of what? Cause or reason, the same, right? But now, where's the difference? The difference is with the subordinator themselves. What is the function of this sentence? Disjunct. Why disjunct? Because being eldest, not necessarily you are eldest in your family to look after the other. Sometimes the youngest people take care of the other, not necessarily. Since there is no such meaning of obligation amongst, so it is what? Disjunct and not adjunct. So that's why I use as, since, and I did not say because. In meaning, they are what? They are different. That's why it makes because as adjunct and as or since as disjunct. Now, similarly, they have letter 5. Because I can see the smoke rising. What do I have here? Because I can see the smoke rising. The author talk here a matter of formal, it is adjunct, it is medium. No. Take one rule. What is it? Adjunct, it is for because. Now, let us interpret. Why because here it is adjunct? Of course, where is the clause? Because I can see this smoke rising. Adverbial clause, of course. Why it is adjunct? I am talking about what? Fire. And fire is not, yes, come in. Fire is not something just like a game in which you can play with it safely. So when you let a fire, there should be a reason for letting the fire. Because of, for example, being very cold, because you have no, for example, light and you want to see different reasons. But it is what a must. What? It is adjunct, not disjunct. I am not talking about formal, informal, because the author contrast, the author, my daughter, from the beginning I say, in order not to go, in order not to go to such contrast, the author contrast themselves. Formally it is this, no. I say again, this rule, what is, yes, it's coming. What is the rule? Because it's adjunct, and that's all. Now, being a man, of course, in all these previous examples, what do I have? I have a verb which is finite verb. Now, what about being a man of ingenuity? He soon repaired the machine. Now, I have no subordinator, right? Here, when there is no subordinator, it might be difficult to which subordinator I am going to use. Before you use the subordinator, you should see the meaning. What is it? The meaning will apply to you. Is it a time? Is it a place? Is it a reason? Is it a concession? Is it, for example, condition? From the meaning, I know there is what? Cause and result. As if I have what? Reason. Where is it? In the first part, which is being a man of ingenuity. But this is not finite. No problem. We know that, yes. There are certain adverbial clauses come with finite as well as non-finite. You remember yesterday, condition, place, time. Okay. Now the question is, if I want to use a subordinator, which is adverbial clause of cause or reason. Yes, come in. Come. Which subordinator I am going to use? As, when I say as, I mean since. The same, right? Or because. Yes. Because. Now, when we choose, there should be a reason. Why that? Now, from the meaning of sentence, I know what does it mean ingenuity. Never.
Because we have the soon.
No, leave now soon. Being a man of ingenuity. What does it mean, ingenuity? So how do you know soon? Even soon. It is not only soon. The meaning of ingenuity, it means what? He is so clever, that person. So this person, now, not necessarily a clever person to be what? To be careful. Not necessarily. But now, what is necessary? Soon. Because this man, not only being a man of ingenuity, not only clever, but soon repaired the machine. Now, this meaning of ingenuity, as well as the meaning of soon, oblige me, yes, come, to choose because and not since. So what is the function? Adjunct. Clear now this point? Now, if you have any option, there is no any option.
Only because, not
Since, why? Because the meaning of the sentence, Ammar, oblige me to say it is adjunct, not disjunct. Yes?
What if there is no soon? What if there is no soon?
Here there is what? It is what? A matter of alteration. Why,
Not
Murtaba?
necessarily to be a clever parent to repair.
Yeah. Not necessarily to being eldest to look after your, but generally speaking, Murtaba, when there is this optionality, when there is not such, obligation, it is as or since. Not because it is a must. Yeah. You should justify it. Yes, come on. Yes, question.
We can change it. For example, we say he soon replied the machine because.
You mean the position?
Change it.
Yeah, you can. Because the authors say such a thing. You see, in the beginning, he say, I can use it initially, I can use it, for example, immediately. Now the matter, and this is what makes him say it is formal or informal. Now, I'm not after the position. I'm after what? I'm after which subordinator I am going to choose. Yes, if it does not affect the structure, there is no problem. Yeah. Now I move to purpose and result. Yes.
So this for the previous example, because I can see the smoke rising. You said it's this adjunct or adjunct?
It is adjunct. Why? I know the author. The author states it is formally, it is informally. I've told you, sometimes we have contrast. Why contrast? They state something, I mean the author, they state something, then they state another thing. At the beginning, what did they state? It is adjunct. Then it is a matter of style, formal and informal. Then it is adjunct. In order to disambiguate, this is what I want to make it easy for you. What shall we say? Adjunct. It is for, because, as, since. Let me finish. As, since, it is for what? It is for disjunctive. All these three, they are what? Reason. Yes?
Discuss for the last line of the previous paragraph. We can see that the function as a disjunct of reason. So this
You
is
did not listen to me when I said. I said yes.
No,
I
I'm
said
just-
what the author states. The author, just a minute. The author states it is a matter of what? Formal and informal. Formal and informal, what does it mean? Style. It does not mean grammatical or ungrammatical. It does not mean acceptable or unacceptable. Since it is a matter of what? Here, a matter of disjunct of reason. Disjunct here, it means what? A function. Since there is such a matter of formality, informality, it means there is what? Choices. These choices, I cannot say it is what a rule to be taken for granted. How do I know this? Come back to Quirk et al., the bulky one, and read this section. You will find that they said, I mean the author themselves, then they state what it is adjunct. What is my role? My role is not to put you in such critical situation to go this or that, but to make things clear for you. That's why I say it is adjunct for because, and it is disjunct as for as and since, which determine this meaning of the sentence. Now I move to purpose. What do we have with purpose? Purpose the same. The same, what do I mean the same? Adjunct. Why? Because I must aim. There should be aim. Now this aim is, what do I have? Clauses of purpose. They are generally adjunct, usually infinitable. But I mean, what do I mean by infinitable? The device that you are going to use. To, so as to, in order to. Now, of course, we have uses. Here, the author use in order. In order, he states that when I have in order, what shall I use? I use in order for noun, you see, and what else? To or so as to. Now, I left early to catch the train. Yes, yes. To catch the train, what do I have? I have here a clause. Now, how do I know that I understand the meaning? From the meaning of the sentence, I know why, as if it is what? I have a purpose for letting or coming early. Now, you should have a reason. You should have a purpose for coming early. Why? Because you have lecture at 8:30. So, I left early. It is intentionally you left early.
Yeah.
I want to make the idea of adjunct. Yes, come. The idea of adjunct, how it is obligatory. I left early for certain purpose. What is it? For certain aim. To catch the train. So to catch the train, or so as to catch the train. Not only to, so as to. Now, all this clause, what is called adverbial clause of purpose. Why it is adjunct? A must. By the way, it is not me who say adjunct. It is a grammarian who classify it as adjunct. Why I try to explain for you why it is adjunct. Because the meaning told you that it is a must.
Because it is necessary.
Necessarily you should come. Now, I move, though necessity, Ammar, it takes different direction, my son. Semantically speaking. They left the door open in order for me to hear the baby. See here, the structure is changed. The structure, why? Because the author states when I use in order, there should be after in order for plus noun plus to.
Yeah.
So you should memorize such devices. Now, Where is the clause? In order for me to hear the baby, still it is adverbial clause of purpose. Why? It is agent. Why? Why? Now I am in the house. Now, few minutes ago, I opened the door. Why? I am expecting the students to come because it is 8:30. If it is 9:30, I close it.
Yeah.
So there should be aim, right?
Yeah.
Or at, for example, 8:30, after 10 minutes, I close it. It is called. There should be aim. Such aim is interpreted as what? Agent.
Yes.
That's why we say it is agent. What do we use? Different devices, different subordinators, different subordinating conjunction. To, in order to, in order for plus noun to, so as to. Now, what about that? Yes, I can use it. But a special point with that, what is it? I use it if there is modal auxiliary. Now, John visited London in order that, so that he could see his end. There is modal auxiliary. They have stated, the grammarians, why do we use modal auxiliary? Because it has this meaning which is imputative. Don't focus on this because this is not a rule all the time. So what did we do? When I have that, so that, in order that, I should be careful, I use what? Modal auxiliary. If it is a present, will, shall, can. If it is past, could, would, and so on. We cannot depend on something which is changeable, right? Now, so that. Now, if I ask you this sentence, replace in order that, so that by to, what shall we say? John visited London. Replace so that in order that is.
John visited London to see his MP.
John visited London to see his MP. Very good.
Yeah.
John visited London so as to see his MP. I can use it. But when I use to, when I use so as to, I will not use the modal auxiliary. Yes.
Can I use for instead of to for a reason?
Do you see here? Do you see in the subordinator the author talk about for?
No, but just maybe the other authors.
No. If you have such a thing, tell me. Where are the authors? They say for. For, it is for what for? Sometimes we use it for reason. You remember in the first course in the 2 notes? I haven't seen you for a long time. And for, do you remember this? Here we don't have for. We have for fear that. Yes, you remember. I've told you about the note. For fear that. Now, I move to the note. What is the note? I've told you to read the note because it's important. Zainab, read it, please.
Yes, the note or the example?
No, the note, because the note is the example. Yeah.
The note says that negative purpose is expressed by for
Yes,
fear
purpose.
that, in case.
Now, I have how many subordinators for negative? It means I have positive and I have negative.
Yeah.
For negative, there are 3 subordinators. What are they?
In case.
For fear that. This is the first one. In case, which is a British English, as the author states. Third, lest, which is archaic. You know archaic? Old-fashioned. So I have these 3 subordinators. What are the meanings of these subordinators? As if I am using implicit negation in meaning. Do you remember words which are negative in meaning but not in form? This is the meaning. So for fear that, it means not. In case, it means not. Lest, it means not. Now, when I say they left early for fear they would meet him, first of all, where's the clause? For fear they would meet him. Label it adverbial clause of purpose, function, agent. Now, if I want to change or to use another subordinator, not necessarily for fear that, if I want to use to, what shall I say? Yes, Murtaza.
Yes, they left early to meet him.
You cannot use to avoid.
Justin, I'm talking with him, don't speak. Yes, Murtaza.
Two, right?
Make it, yes, I want
Yes.
to.
They left
But
early.
pay attention, Murtaza, when you use to, you should keep the meaning of negation. The meaning of the sentence is what? They left early as if they want, as you state, avoid meeting him. So there is a meaning of negation.
Not meeting him.
Very good. So, repeat it, please. case.
Yes, they left early to not meeting me.
No, not to meet him, we cannot use this. They left early in order not to meet him, or not to meet him, or so as not to meet him, right? I want to use so that, in order that. Yes, Nana.
In order that they
No,
wouldn't,
repeat the sentence, please.
they left early in order that they wouldn't meet.
Very good. Within order. I should keep the modal auxiliary, which is what? With. In order that they would not, I will not change would into another thing because the sentence there is with. So, they left early for what? In order that they would not meet him. So, I will repeat. Either I say they left early for fear they would meet him, which means you see between the interpretation, students. Have you read between the interpretation? What is this? In order that not. It means for fear that it has the meaning of obligation from the sentence itself. So when I want, yes, come. When I want to replace, this subordinator for fear that by any other subordinator, I should keep the meaning of obligation. Since to, so as to, in order that has no negation, I should use not. This is the point. Yes, ma'am.
What about in case I left?
You can use it.
You said
It is a
not
matter
to
of what? In case it is a British. Last is it is what? Very archaic. A matter of style.
So I will not add the like.
No, because they are what? They are negative in meaning. For fear that, in case lest, these are words, as if they are words which are negative in meaning, not in form. But in order to, so as to, in order that, no, if you want to use them, you should use not with them. I move to result. Result is what? Disjunct. What does this mean? I mean, there is no need to explain your result. There is no need to say, I study hard to succeed. Success is what? Is the result of reading well, right? I mean, the result not necessarily have to be explained or stated. That's why they are disjunct.
Yeah.
Now, I come here. We planted many shrubs, right? By the way, the subordinator of purpose, they are similar to result, except of course the negative. We do not use for fear that, we do not use in case, we do not use less. Now, we planted many shrubs so that the garden soon looked beautiful. Now, one might say, here I have soon. Yeah, but it does not matter. It is soon here. Now, is it a question that we should obligatory to plant shrubs in our home? No. It depends. It depends whether you are rich or not. It depends the space of your place. It depends on many. You do not like it. So it is not a must. Yes, a general attitude that you want to make your garden beautiful, but not necessarily. Maybe I don't want shrubs. You know shrubs, small trees. Yeah, maybe I don't want shrubs. I want another trees, for example. So that's why, so that the garden soon looked beautiful, it is what adverbial clause of result. Even when I have soon here. Soon here is what has no indication. Do you understand now, Neva, why I say that has emphasized ingenuity? Because it is the key word. Yeah. Now, any question, please, before I go with the other clauses? So, result, reason, it is adjunct with the cause, as reasons, it is what? Disjunct. And we have the purpose, it is adjunct, and the result, it is disjunct. Yes.
They left early.
Yeah.
To not meet him.
You mean because they left early in order not to meet him, not to meet him. Yeah, they left early not to meet him, but I cannot use it in this way. What shall I say? In order not to meet him, so as not to meet him, or in order for him not to meet, for them not to meet him. Now, you remember yesterday I am talking about attachment rule. You remember? What is attachment rule? If I have, what do I have? I have two clauses, right? The first clause, it is I mean, not necessarily the first it is a main. Let me say I have main and I have subordinate. Now, with the subordinate, in special cases, when the form it is non-finite or verbless, sometimes we have no subject. I want to choose a subject. You remember yesterday with time, with the place, when the form it is not finite, ing, when the form it is ed, when the form is to, when the form is verbless, sometimes we have no subject. Now I want to use a subject. Here the author states, not necessarily. Generally speaking, I have the same subject. If I have the same subject, what do I call such co-referentiality between this role and this role? Between this role and this role, I say attachment rule. Now, let us take example. For this point, what is the example? When right, the oranges are picked and sorted. First, who can identify the dependent clause for me? Dependent. By dependent, what do I mean? Subordinate. Not necessarily I gave you dependent. Maybe I give you another term. Subordinate. Yes, Mustafa.
When right.
Well, right. Now, can you label
It is of time, a close of time.
adverbial clause of time? Good. It is adverbial clause of time. It is not nominal. Because I have when here. It is not nominal. It is adverbial clause of time. Now I want to see where is the subject of this clause, not of the second clause, which is main clause. Where is it?
There is no subject.
Here I have no subject. Do I have a verb?
Right.
Right. So it is not adjective.
Verbless, there is no verb.
So right is a verb.
No.
It is not a verb. So what is right?
Adjective?
Right is a verb.
What about the adjective? Yeah. What is the, if it is the verb, what is the adjective of this verb? Yes, just like yesterday, you remember careful and careful. So is it a verb or it is adjective here? Right.
I guess the adjective for the fruit. When they arrive, they
Yeah. What do you think, student?
Yes. It is obviously it's a verb because I depend on the subject of the other clause, the oranges. I can
I am
say
not asking about the subject. I'm asking
yeah, I
about
can
this
say
context
that
of time.
just let me complete.
No, no, right, right. What is it?
It's a verb. It's a verb.
Not adjective? What is the adjective of life? Or there is no adjective for the life?
It's an adjective.
It is an adjective. So think of this. Think. Is it a verb or an adjective? Think for tomorrow.
I guess when we say
Think of
when
it.
the time
Now I
arrives.
will not point this. Yes, I point something else. What is it? The subject, because our focus. Think. Is a life a verb or adjective? If it is a verb, what is its adjective? If it is adjective, what is its verb? Is it verbless? Now, my point is not this. My point is, where is the subject? Here, as your colleague stated, it is what? There is no subject, right? Now, I want to infer, infer, to suggest a subject. Either I look to the other part, which is the main clause, and I see that the subject is what? Oranges, which is really, I am talking about the what? About the oranges which are ripe or ripen, right? Or there is no subject. No, the subject isn't oranges. So what do we call this? Attachment rule. Why? There is co-referentiality between the subject of the second sentence and the subject of this dependent clause. Clear? Okay. He took up anthropology, stimulated by our enthusiasm, right? Now, where's the clause now? Yes, Wujdan?
Stimulated by our enthusiasm.
Okay. Yes, label it. Can you label it? Why I ask you to label it? Because I have no subordinator here, right?
Yes.
So, can I label it, please? Can I choose another subordinator for this? He took up anthropology. Either I can say while stimulated. Okay, what else? What are the other subordinator? And if you say while, it is time. What else? Yes?
Stimulated ED, the ing.
No. I am talking about subordinator, not the form. I want to choose a subordinator before stimulated in order to see which type of sentence, right? Which type of clause. One of your colleagues state while, which is time. So it is adverbial clause of time. Can I use another subordinator according to the meaning of this sentence? Yes, Murtaza.
Can we add that are stimulated?
No, that are, you mean nominal that? No.
That are stimulated by order.
No, I cannot use it. Nominal that, I can't use it. Nominal that here, it is what? Two clauses. I cannot put it nominal that here. No. And you remember, nominal that cannot come with ed participle. It should be finite. Yes.
That's why I added are.
Stimulated.
Yes, are
Even,
stimulated.
yeah, here it will be passive. Yeah. Yes.
When?
So you are within the same range, it is time. Can I use because?
According to the context, yes, you can use it.
Why?
Because we have a reason.
Yeah, but don't forget that a reason, it could be as and since, right? So can I say because or as? What do you think?
I think
Yes.
Can we change the order so that we have a
No, I'm not after the order,
So
Murtaza.
can we change
Yeah, if you change it, now, are you going to use because or as? I mean, adjunct or disjunct? There's no need if you say, for example, initially, because he is a if you change it from non-finite to finite, what shall you say? He is because he is stimulated by. So is it because or as? Yes.
As or since. Since he is stimulated by our enthusiasm, so he loved this. And he took out technology. Since.
So why, if I am stimulated by the enthusiasm of my parents, doesn't this make it a must for me to choose something that they like it? Right? What do you think? If I'm stimulated by someone who do respect, do like, and I go because he liked this one, and I go and this is the meaning of the sentence, you see? The meaning, he took up anthropology, stimulated, whether to leave it or take it, he is what? Following us.
He's affected by it.
Very good. Since I have affection, what does it mean? Because, not as. Now, the point is that stimulated, right? Is there a subject? Who is that stimulated? Yes. How do I know? From the first sentence. Now, do I have attachment rule? Yes, I have. The other one, she hesitated. Now, being very suspicious, to open the door, what do I have here? Being very suspicious. Again, without subordinator. Again, I can use different subordinator, right? Now, the form is ing. Pay attention, student. I have no subject because the form either ing or it might be verbless. Because with these forms, I will not use a subject. Now, being very suspicious, it is nominal, ing. Where is the subject of this being very suspicious? Who is that being very suspicious? She. How do I know she? From she hesitated. She hesitated to open the door, being very suspicious. Now, do I have the attachment rule? Yes, I have attachment rule. There is co-referentiality between these. The last one, you see, I have different form. He opened his case to look for a book. What do I have? To look for a book, non-finite to infinitive. Yes. Where is the subject of this non-finite to infinitive? Again, I have no subject. I want to choose a subject. I will look. Does it suit to take he? Yes. Because if I do not use he, I should say to look for a book, for him to look for a book, if I want to use it explicitly. Now, so now what is right? It is verbless, right? So the author talk about verbless, talk about what? The second one, stimulated. So what is this? It means adjective, right? Is adjective, it is not? Yeah. And check. Maybe I am wrong. Now come to this one, this sentence. What is it? Since leaving her, what is it? Life, yes, has seen empty. Now let us discuss this. Now I have since, right? Since, it means adverbial clause of time. Now, why the author put a question mark? Not an grammatical question mark means unacceptable in meaning. Let us now look to the sentence. What do I have? Leaving, which is ing. Where is the subject of leaving?
Implied.
It has no subject, right? Now, few minutes ago we said if there is no subject, we can make co-referentiality between the subject of the clause, which is made, and this subject. Now, can I say life is the subject of this clause?
No.
No.
It doesn't accept it. Now, what does it mean? Here, the rule of attachment is violated. Is violated. Now, I want to make a subject for this. What shall I say? Since he leaves her, since she leaves her, since her parents leave her, since her husband leaves her, since her children leaves her, since humanity leaves her, but not life. So in this case, there is no attachment rule between the subject of the clause. And where do we have such violation? Again, when I have non-finite ing or verbs or ed or to. Why the author put a question mark? Because the sentence might be, if you interpret it without putting a subject here, it might be unacceptable. When I put it, there is nothing wrong, neither grammatically nor acceptable. I mean, neither semantically nor grammatically. What's wrong with the last sentence? Reading the evening paper, a dog started barking. First, where is the clause? Reading the evening paper. I can say it is a adverbial clause of time. While, when, right? Now, where is the subject of this? Again, shall I say a dog? No. Here it is definitely not. Why? Why definitely not? Now here I did not say definitely. I say maybe. When I say life leave her, it means she's died. Yes, Mohammed.
The dog cannot read.
Why? Give me a semantic feature for the word dog and for the word read, which is a verb.
To read, you need an adult human being.
No, semantic feature. You know semantic feature? Lexical feature. Yes. Very good. I have plus a human plus element. So all I have was plus element minus a human. This is the point. The point is that the verb read is in need of plus element plus a human. Yeah, the dog can read where in Tom and Jerry, in Casper, in cartoons, but not in real. You know this? So I cannot, what do we call such a thing? Illogery, when we have certain morals or certain, for example, features, and they are what? They are what? Acting. Now, here, reading the evening paper, if I say a dog, it will be a problem in grammar. Why? Because the verb read is in need of a lexical feature. We call this lexical feature plus a human, which is plus element plus a human, in which I, you, any other one, not the dog. Now, that's why the author put this and not this. Clear? He did not say unacceptable. No, it is ungrammatical. Let me solve this ambiguity, this problem. What shall I say? For example, reading. What now? Here, in order to solve it, I should use a subject. In order to solve such a problem, I should use a subject for the adverbial clause of time. While I was reading, while she was reading, while they are reading, right? I should use a subject, not necessarily with the subordinator, but there should be a subject. So where are the cases in which we have attachment rule violated? When there is no co-referentiality between the subject of the main clause and the subject of the dependent. Question? Yes, something not clear, please. Now, what about the following section, semantic diversity? I will postpone explaining this point. Why? This point talk about the things now we have talked about. What is it? If I don't have subordinator, I will have more than one meaning. Reason, time, place. But I prefer to postpone explaining till I finish comparative and comment because he talk about different subordinates. And I will not require from you the whole section. What I require from you only to know what is semantic diversity with example. That's all. Only this. Just like in free indirect speech by Gelsville, I will ask you only to read the definition with example only, without detail. Or you want the detail, it's up to you. You know, students, I try as what? As soon as possible and as far as I could make things not that heavy on you because I know these need many details that you are not acquainted to. And neither your time, especially, nor your reading, your activity helps me to do this. So, what I want from you in this section, please, only to understand what does it mean semantic diversity. Semantic, what does it mean? By the way, in reality, semantic does not mean meaning. When you will be an A student, you will see this. Semantic means lexical item, meaning a general term. So, now let us take this point. Semantic mean meaning, I agree with you. Now, diversity, what does it mean? Differences, variance. Yeah, we have differences, we have variety. Yes. Where do we have variety? When I have no support. Yeah, later on I will explain this. Now, I stop here, please, if you have any question. Tomorrow by God's will, we will start with comparative. It is please, I beg you, please. This is very, very important section and not an easy section. Read it well. First, it is com. I mean, it is abbreviated as this. Com here means comparative. You remember keyword X element. This is com, which is comparative. When you read, answer the following question. First of all, what is the standard? There should be standard for comparison. Healthy, intelligence, being careful, careless. What else? I mean, there should something to be compared with. We call this standard. Standard. They call it as a standard. This is one. What are the devices? What are the subordinators? We have more than, less than, and any adjective which accepts ER. Clear? Third, what are the functions that such subordinator occupy? And this is in section 1138. So tomorrow, prepare 1137, 1138 with 2 notes. These notes are very, very, very important because they state not any, more than, less than mean comparison. Sometimes they mean preposition, not comparison, in which I have no standard of comparison. With it, if we have time, I will go. Of course, I will not explain ellipses in comparative. I will not explain ambiguity. I mean, this section, I go directly to commented clauses. Directly go to commented clauses. So tomorrow, comparative, you have 2 sections with the note. Comment. Comment. Remember, do you remember the declarative question? Yes. I don't remember. What is it? Is there? Yeah, it is a sentence in which I have I suppose, if you remember. With declarative question, we use I suppose. This is comment clause. By form, it is similar to main clause, but it is not because I can remove it. What are the types? What are the forms? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These should be memorized. These should be memorized because they are forms. The only form of comment clause. Do we have other forms? A number of forms. But I should be restricted by the text. Now, when you want to read for your own information, I will be happy. But what I want here to explain what is there in the textbook, right? Not outside the textbook. Now, so take please two sections for the comparative, which is section 1137, 38 with the notes, and take 1145. What about 1146? Repetition of the same point about comment clause, how to change it from comment to nominal that, which is not that important. What is important is 1145. When I finish this, by God's will, if I finish them tomorrow, come back to semantic diversity, which I give you now very, very simple view of. Here, please, if you have any questions. You don't know how. Pages. Just a minute. I will give you the pages that you should prepare, not the pages that I need. Right? Zainab? So what is the pages? The comparative, which is 1137. You know, before comparative, what do I have? Semantic diversity. But semantic diversity, I will not start explaining till I finish, right? So I start with 1137, 1138 with two notes, okay? Then directly I go to what? To comment clauses. By the way, if you want, after we finish, to come back to these that I leave it, I will be, what? On your time. I will go, because I have seen some of the students that, why do we leave this? Okay, I apologize, and I promise for you, when you come back from your training period, when I finish the chapter, I'll come to whatever I leave it, I will take it. But not after, when you come back, because I have seen that some of the students, why do we leave this? I try to justify, you do not listen.
No, we don't.
So, no, Manar, don't talk about yourself. So, I promise you, when I finish the chapter, I'll come back to these things and I will take them one by one, by God's will, according to, of course, to the span of time, as I have told Mr. Muhammad today. Now, what do I have here? I have comment, my daughter, comment. It is 1145, 1146. 46, my daughter, is not